Have you ever been convinced you had such a great idea only to watch it quietly vaporize into the void? You're excited to share it. You see people in the room nodding, and they say things like, interesting, or definitely worth exploring there. You leave feeling great, but nothing happens. Weeks pass, maybe months even, right? Your inbox stays quiet, and your idea that was once so promising fades into the background. So it's not that your idea was wrong, and it's not that people oppose it either. But something else was happening here. There were little clues in the background shaping what was actually about to happen. Now, most people miss these. They push ideas too early or they take silence as rejection. And that's exactly what this episode's about. Recognizing the moment you're ahead of the current and what hints actually indicate the situation is prepared to move. Now, let's start with a situation that's probably familiar. Meet Kathy, a mid level manager. She's been working nights and weekends on a workflow that could save her team hours every week. Sounds efficient, right? She presents this at the team meeting. It's concise, it's clear, well prepared. She outlines the steps, the benefits, even has a rough prototype. Now, her team listens with interest and a few ask questions to clarify, like, so how does this fit with our current process? Or are we going to need extra approvals for this? Everyone smiles. No one says no. But also, no one says yes. And by Friday, nothing has moved. No follow up, no trials, no implementation. So now she's wondering if she misjudged this, right? Maybe the team doesn't see the value, or like, was there a gap in her idea? The thing is, though, the idea wasn't wrong. And it's not that people weren't interested, it's just that the conditions weren't ready. There were competing priorities, there were deadlines, procedural friction, which meant the team wasn't prepared for action. So, this is what being too early looks like. Effort meets polite acknowledgement, not results. It's encouraging at the moment, but it's like a warning signal if you're trying to make something happen. Now, imagine a different scenario. Let's say a consultant presents a proposal to the senior executive team. The room listens carefully, and one executive is nodding, right? Another is like taking notes, looking super thoughtful and serious. There's a clarifying question or two, but it's like mostly just like silence, right? So the consultant leaves feeling unsure. Maybe the idea wasn't compelling. Did it fall flat? Months later, a related project launches implementing the exact proposal. So that early quiet, that wasn't rejection. It was actually preparation happening quietly under the surface. Things weren't moving yet, but the attention was there. So the idea wasn't lost, it was simply waiting for the right conditions to take root. Early silence can be an indicator that things are still organizing, right? It's a sign that you're ahead of the moment, not that you're behind it. Then, of course, there's this moment when movement finally shows itself. Now, let's say a junior manager who was previously disengaged forwards your emails to the right people. Leadership asks a small clarifying question you didn't expect. A meeting is scheduled with clear intent. So, for someone not paying attention to these signals, these are like minor, almost invisible actions, right? But for someone observing closely, it's clear. The environment is finally ready to act. Now, suddenly, what felt stalled begins to move. Decisions are made, projects advance, and ideas that once seemed dismissed now take off, and often faster than anyone anticipated. So, this is a reminder that progress isn't always obvious in real time. Sometimes movement is hidden in the smaller, scattered cues. They might not look like much in the moment, right? But when taken together, they actually reveal where action is quietly gathering momentum. So there's like a thread running through these examples. A good idea rarely succeeds in isolation. Now, what matters here is how the surrounding dynamics are unfolding. Notice the little changes in how people respond. That's what shows whether you're ahead of the moment or like right where you need to be. Polite acknowledgement without movement, that's early, that's tentative. Something that felt quiet at first, that's preparation in motion. Micro actions, that's momentum beginning to build. Now, most people chase ideas without noticing these currents. They interpret enthusiasm as traction and silence as rejection. They push things uphill, they force, and they wonder why nothing works. Now, noticing these small hints and holding back until they matter is like what makes the difference. It's a skill, and it separates those who simply have ideas from those who actually understand when ideas truly matter. In business, teams, life, the right moment is really obvious. So you can be ahead of the curve and feel like you're failing. Or you can see the small hints that indicate things are about to move and how and when to step forward. So, what's the takeaway, right? Ideas alone aren't enough. Execution alone isn't enough. The way the environment is poised to act is everything. The moment you're too early is uncomfortable, but it's also instructive. It's a chance for us to observe, adjust, and wait. And when things finally move, your idea doesn't just exist. It works, it advances, it changes things.